Hey all, welcome back to another Teen Book Babble. I'm Hayley, and today I am going to be talking about Murder, She Wrote, By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Gone by Stephanie Kuehn. This is the first book in an ongoing mystery series. The title, Murder, She Wrote, might sound familiar to some of you. It was originally a TV series about Jessica Fletcher, a mystery writer who also helps solve crime in Cabot Cove, Maine. The book series, though, is about her niece, Beatrice, or B. Fletcher, who's kind of following in her footsteps. B writes an anonymous column about cold cases in Cabot Cove until one day, B's best friend Jackson goes missing, and it becomes her mission to find him and bring him home. From the outside, Jackson has a great life. People like him, and his family's well off and pretty powerful in their community. But actually, he's miserable, and his parents are absolutely awful. So, B makes a plan for him to sneak out and meet her. And from there, she'll take him to visit her therapist so he can finally get the help he really needs. Except Jackson doesn't show up at their meeting place. And when Bee tries to find him, she gets chased into the woods and fears for her life as well as his. She ends up running into a group of 3 students from this super elite boarding school that's nearby. She convinces them that Jackson is missing and probably in danger, and that she really needs their help. The 3 agree to help her if she agrees to help them with their own mystery. Bee's search for Jackson takes her and her new maybe friends all over town. They uncover a fair amount of secrets that put them all in danger. Can Bee find Jackson and keep everyone safe? And maybe even solve a cold case along the way? Guess you'll have to read it to find out. Murder, She Wrote, By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Gone, is available in print at Fountaindale and as an e-audiobook on Hoopla.
Hello, I'm Freya, a teen services specialist here at Fountaindale, and I am here to talk about Monstrous by one of my new favorite authors, Jessica Lewis. It came out last year in 2023, and I would definitely recommend you pick it up if you are into fantasy and suspense. Because this has loads of suspense dripping off of every page. It starts off right off the bat where Latavia, the main character, finds herself in a very unsettling small town that she lives in now. And it should be unsettling because she finds herself on the altar being sacrificed to a giant monster. But Latavia, she's not having it. She makes a deal with the snake. And that's when this book gets very interesting. Because it is not an easy deal to make. It is not easy to fulfill. And Latavia kind of regrets it a little bit sometimes. And isn't sure how she is going to get through things. And when you're reading this, you're really not sure how she's going to get through it either. There is so much suspense. So scary. Latavia is put in so many situations, and she's a very smart character, but some situations are just too difficult to get out of. This book was a very stressful read, but it dealt with a lot of deep issues. So if you can handle the trigger warnings like PTSD and trauma, then I think this book will be absolutely perfect for you if you like suspense, if you like fantasy, if you like deals with the devil. You will really love this book. So we have it here in paper, right here in Fountaindale. You can also get it on Libby or Boundless, and you can also get the audiobook version, which is how I like to read my books. So I really hope you check it out. Jessica Lewis, like I said, one of my new favorite authors. I'm going to be reading everything she puts out from now on. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did.
Hello everyone, my name is Desmond. I'm a teen service specialist here at Fountaindale Public Library. The book that I read for the month of July is Dear Mothman by Robin Go. This is a middle grade novel in verse about a trans-autistic boy named Noah dealing with the loss of his best friend Lewis, who was killed in a car crash. Throughout the story, he writes letters to the legendary cryptid Mothman as a way of confronting his grief, as Lewis had an absolute fascination with Mothman and originally planned to do a science project proving that Mothman was real. At first, Noah himself did not believe that Mothman was real. However, he starts to base his own science fair project after it appears that somebody has been answering the letters that he leaves for Mothman. Along the way, he makes a fantastic group of friends and starts to really come to terms with his grief over losing Lewis and navigating his life without a childhood best friend. And in his eyes, the only person that truly understood him. What do I like about this novel? Well, get your tissues. You're going to cry. I absolutely love I never thought I would like a book in verse, but this has inspired me to actually read more novels that are in verse. I absolutely love Noah. I think he is such a relatable character. I love his thoughts on things and how he sees the world just like Lewis and how he reflects on things. He is absolutely a joy to be a partner with on his journey through discovering grief. I won't spoil what happens, but you will be pleasantly surprised and you will be able to make up your own interpretation of the ending. But throughout this entire novel, you will be rooting for Noah throughout the entire story. Just trust me, you'll adore him. This book can be found in our Vortex under YF Go right here. I highly recommend you give it a read. It's actually a recent book. It was published in 2023, so it's fairly recent, and it's just phenomenal. You will be up all night with this book. I almost was, but I had work, so of course I had to go to bed. But please give this book a shot, and I will see you all next month. Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Alex, a teen Fountaindale Public Library assistant here at Fountaindale Public Library. I'm here to talk about Horimiya by Daisuke Hagiwara. The first thing you might notice about this book is someone might have a clear outside face that they only show to people that they know. And clearly, when you look at the cover of this book, you see two people that may or may not have something that they're hiding. Clearly, this guy here is cold, reserved, and might not talk to a lot of people. And this person is very confident. Looks like they're the popular sort. They may or may not be very, very smart too. But Horimiya follows these two characters as they start forming a bond based on happenstance. They are two people that you think they would never have anything to do with each other, and it's very interesting to see. Our main characters' names are this is Hori Kyoko and Izumi Miyamura. They initially start being friends just by random coincidence, and then they start to develop a friendship that you didn't think would start. I really enjoyed how this is a little bit more on the not serious side, but in terms of its contents, it's a lot more personal, getting to know one another, because these people don't spend, I think, 90% of the book not together, as far as I remember. That is very much the drive point of them trying to stay friends, and then eventually, because this is a romance, something more, and trying to keep that hidden from other people, because Izumi has the secret of keeping tattoos that he has under his skin, hidden piercings that he wouldn't usually have at school, and then keeping that sort of very cool, like punk vandal sort of. You'd think if you saw him especially in Japan, that he's a bit of a bad boy. But he seems the gentle type. And Horimiya does, and Hori doesn't give off the impression that she has a very, very busy life outside of school, that she can't do anything else because she's practically trying to be a second parent at home. And that is very different from how she comes off to other people around her, which is really very cool. And then at the same time, she's trying to handle both Izumi and her friends, and trying to parcel those feelings. It's really, really cool, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's a lot different than the typical romances that are just very much blush every time. There's clearly that in here, but it's a lot more spaced out, and I really enjoyed it. I think anyone that likes it's not slow burn. It is as if the fire started and you're trying to keep it alive. That's how I describe it. You can find Horimiya by Daisuke Hagiwara at Fountaindale Public Library, Outside the Vortex in print. Have a good one.